In 2011, my grandfather, I had mentioned previously, my grandfather had lost his battle against diabetes, and like I said, we're not all knowledgeable and educated on what we need to know, but the biggest hitter for me was not only did I meet my sisters in 2016, but 2 months before that, my grandmother became sick. And I never forget, at the time, this was my boyfriend. His name is Jaleel. He was a basketball coach at my old elementary school. You see how the world is so small. He was a basketball coach at Goodman Pickens Elementary. And we were headed over to one of their elementary games for the night when my mom called and was like, hey, your grandma's sick. And one thing about my grandma, she was an OG. She had a home remedy for everything. Like, I don't need to go to the doctor. She had a home remedy for everything, even when we got sick. And we didn't have to go to the doctor because everything worked. Whatever she had in mind, like, it worked. So to hear my mama say my grandmother was in the emergency room was a lot. And that's when we found out, or they informed us that after so many symptoms and tests, that my grandmother had been diagnosed with ovarian cancer. So in my head, I'm like, okay, cancer, everybody's played this role at least once or twice. Like, we doing this. So that was an eye opener to me. In my mind, like, okay, you want to be a nurse, you got to do what you got to do. So that was like February 18th of 2016. After that, they transferred my grandma to St. Dominic's Hospital. And I basically watched my grandmother decline in like a week or so, 2 weeks. So I had to put my nursing cap on. Like, I had to figure it out. I had to, when they came in and told my mom and them about testing results, and my mom and them didn't understand, I had to critically think early. I had to put the dots together. This was early before my nursing career. So, yeah, that was a lot for me, seeing my grandmother in the ICU and, being in the shoes where you feel like you can't do anything. I don't ever want to feel like that to a family. So, yeah, I take that with me every day, day to day. I just remember the nurses and the care that my grandmother had in those 2 weeks. I also remember the care and nurses that they had for my grandfather. They both died in that same exact hospital. And shout out to the hardworking nurses there. I know they're doing their jobs every day, but I also know what it's like to be on the other side. I've been that family member, I've been a patient, and now I have to be a nurse. So you have to carry that every day in your business life. It does not, let me take that back, it's not business, it's reality. Like, you have to be there for the families in ways that they have not, nobody has provided to them. So that is another thing that I carried with me. The babies being extremely vulnerable, a mom, being introduced into a chapter so big like that. I just knew I wanted to change. I wanted to help. I wanted to leave that mark on somebody's life, that, even during this difficult time, like, she was one of those people that cared, that took that extra mile and did what she needed to do for our family member. Like, she don't know us past our name and what we got going on here, but she just did what she needed to do to comfort us at the time. So all in all, going through our tragedies in life, going through our life lessons, you also have to carry that in certain decision making with your careers. If you're not a people's person, then you have to evaluate that within yourself. You can't take a job if you're not willing to change those things about yourself.